Yeah.
All right.
I was like,
sorry, I'm
way back there.
Like I'm not switching up. Good morning.
Good morning.
It is so good to be here with you this morning and to share about what's going on in our lives. And can you hear me? Is it okay? All right. And the ministry of Marengo.
This thing put on the World Wide Web for many boys.
Oh. All right.
I will talk into the microphone. It is so good to be here and to share with you this morning. A lot of you know us, but just in case you don't, I'm Melissa Trussell. This is my husband, John. This is Ryan Garnes and Kyle Caldwell, and we are on program staff at Camp Marengo, which is the state youth camp for the Church of God in the state of Ohio. We have been, John and I have been there full time for 5 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, 5 years. I know, crazy, right? Let's just fast forward. And so this morning, we just wanted to take a few minutes and share with you about how life at New Hope has impacted us and our ministry. And let me get my papers together here. All right, 1 Corinthians chapter 12. In that chapter, Paul talks about the body and the importance of all of the different parts of the body and its function, and congregations, missions teams, small groups, conventions, concerts, and in our case, a camp. We all have different functions, different purposes, missions, visions that God has called us to accomplish His work, His kingdom work, in reconciling the world to Himself. And so your mission, New Hope, is to capture the attention of the unchurched for the purpose of encouraging them to become fully devoted followers of Jesus Christ. And this morning we just want to share briefly about how your mission has impacted us and the lives of others.
I think I'm just going to talk loud because of this thing.
World Wide Web.
Will it work? Or is it going to start squeaking?
You can sit here.
Yeah. Okay. We had the opportunity to just take some time and think about how we felt you guys, as New Hope, have fulfilled your mission statement, and I wanted to speak on how you guys have fulfilled that in being relational. So the way I've seen and continue to see New Hope's congregation carry out its mission statement is through relationship. New Hope has always been a place of warm-hearted welcome, whether it is your first time or your 500th time. You all continue to witness for Christ in your ability and efforts to build relationships. Jesus ministered to His people face to face. You are all doing that. Your focus on unconditional love and acceptance of each person is one thing that makes this place a beautiful house of worship. I have witnessed and felt this firsthand in my time growing up here. The same loving attitude that you have given us carries over into our current ministry at Camp Marengo with every group that we encounter. It's not about numbers or dollar signs. It's about those that feel unlovable, feeling loved, and it's about those that don't feel like they have a place, feeling at home. And that's what you guys do. You guys are relational, so thank you for being relational.
We love you, Kyle.
Love you guys too. Oh, trigger.
Alright, I just wanted to share how I view you all as an adopted family. So I'm just going to read off of my script here. I'm not unchurched, nor have I ever been, but my attention was most certainly captured by the New Hope community when I began coming into contact with individuals from your congregation. I began working at Camp Marengo in the summer of 2007, and by the end of the summer I had realized that I had built such close relationships with the summer staff that, and I don't say this lightly or flippantly, that I had actually started considering them as my family. And so I'd experienced a certain kind of bond with the staff members that summer that I had never experienced with a group of people before. Soon I began to see that so many of my closest staff friends were also New Hope members. I now work daily with an absolutely great friend and knowledgeable woodsman from New Hope, Kyle Caldwell. Truly knowledgeable woodsman. I mean that. Camp director Johnny Marengo eventually would become a groomsman in my wedding. My first roommate at camp, Michael Coker, soon would become a close friend and my roommate in seminary at Anderson University. And I can recall a conversation that I had with both Michael and John about how it looked to me that New Hope had something really special going on. I looked at the ministries that were going on and the results of that ministry, having so many camp staff members being from New Hope, and I just thought to myself, what if all churches had like that kind of thing going on? It was, I don't know, that's all. So moving on, Samantha, formerly known as Bagley, I now share my life with daily, and consequently, those vigorously dedicated camp snack stand ladies, Lisa and Sheila, and Will, the first counselor I had roomed with for my first summer camp assignment as an area manager, have now become family. More in terms of family inherited by marriage, I never had considered the remote possibility of obtaining my employers and their children as cousins and godchildren back in 2007 when I came onto camp staff. And I could go on and on and on about the lasting friendships that I've made with so many of the families from this congregation if time would allot. Needless to say, my life has been altered for the better because of some remarkable people from this congregation. And I know that this is the case because you all have been intentional about the formation of your congregants and your commitment to this mission statement to capture the attention of the unchurched for the purpose of encouraging them to become fully devoted followers of Jesus Christ. Again, I remind you that New Hope Community Church has captured my attention, and I'm certain that in many ways it is because of my interaction with New Hopers that I have been encouraged to become a more devoted follower of Jesus. I've said before that I consider you as family, and this is because you've taken me into your congregation as though I were family. I grew up in Northeast Ohio attending a church there regularly, and it was there that I was nurtured into faith. And yet I feel so very at home here at New Hope, where my geographical allegiances become void. A greater theme of my ongoing salvation experience has been that of adoption into a family. I've never been truly fatherless or motherless, but I have been through the traumatic experience of losing a mother to death and a father to despair, resulting in foster care and followed by adoption. I thank God for adoption. Likewise, I've never been without a church family, and I thank God that when I needed a mature church family to help form me, He led me to New Hope to be adopted into your family.
New Hope's mission was something that I memorized and began reciting as a teen. It was something that the church just, we encouraged each other to learn this, commit it to memory, and, do it. And like Ryan, I've never been unchurched, for that I am totally thankful. But I have been encouraged here by you guys to become a fully devoted follower of Jesus Christ. Kind of thinking back over the years, and those of you that have had impact on my life, and how that has led me to make decisions now. My mom and dad being a part of this church plant originally, and teaching me through that what it is to take a step of faith and to follow God's direction for you. Mr. Miner teaching Sunday school in Kitty Hawk Elementary in the hallway, and encouraging us to memorize the books of the Bible. That taught me that it's important to be in the Word and to commit it to memory. So thank you for that. Uncle Bill, wherever you are, when that used to not be Cam's office, that used to be the youth room way back in the day. And when I was a preteen, so 5th, 6th grade, we were like, sweet, we get to be in the youth room having class, and Uncle Bill taught our class, and I'm sure it was delightful to teach us at that age. But he really just showed us that we were important, and we had a lot of fun in that room. And I just remember Sunday school being fun at that point. Candy, thank you for encouraging me to be a part of the worship team and giving me the opportunity to plan services. That's become something that I'm just passionate about and enjoy. Thank you for that. Cam, for inviting John and I to be a part of the hands-on ministry here doing youth and young adults. That was just something that was a surprise to us, but an absolute gift and blessing that you entrusted your young people to us as young people. Nikki and Gail, working with you guys professionally outside of here, I can't tell you guys how those two and their love is not in this room. They go out and it is in their workplace. It is evident in what they do. And just being blessed to work with them and seeing how I learned that your workplace is a mission field. And so many more of you. That is not it. I could come up with story after story. So thank you all for investing in me over the years and my family, for loving on us, for loving on our kids. And I also think of networking comes to mind and having an opportunity to take that as a high school student and to learn what gifts God has given me and being able to use that now and go into areas and work in areas where I am gifted. So just thank you for all that you've done. And that has allowed me to take a step of faith to be at Camp Marengo, to pour into other teens and young adults still, to have the opportunity to intentionally try and raise leaders among our staff members, and just to accomplish, we're still accomplishing your mission. We are still capturing the attention of unchurched where we are for the purpose of encouraging them to become fully devoted followers of Jesus Christ. And I can't thank you enough. And for continuing to support us in our ministry. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. I was telling my dad on the way here, I have never been a part of a more giving and generous congregation. And we've been in a lot of churches, through a lot of churches, and nothing compares to the generosity and the love that pours out in this place. And so just thank you.
Praise God.
All right, I'm going to start off by doing what I think everybody else has done, and that is read your mission statement. To capture the attention of the unchurched for the purpose of encouraging them to become fully devoted followers of Jesus Christ. I'm going to share my testimony about New Hope and coming here and starting here. It's my desire to be at New Hope started right about the time Melissa and I started becoming friends, and that was because the group of students that came to summer camp. I've been at Camp Marengo. Before that it was a long time. I think 6 years before. Before I really got to know Melissa, and the kids that came that summer when Melissa was a counselor were just on fire. They were so excited about everything they were doing, and that got my attention because, working with youth, I wanted to work with those kids who were excited about what was going on. There were so many of them, mostly girls, and then you threw in the Coker boys. On top of that, which a lot of times if you see pictures, they look like they're unsure of hanging out with the girls. They were crazy. They played football with eye black under their eyes, and just like they were going to kill somebody, and they're all these maybe 100 pounds girls, and they were just so much fun about everything they did. And so I was like, I really wish I was part of that youth ministry. I wish I could be with those kids all the time. They're so excited. And so Melissa and I got married, and we started attending church here. We were going to attend. This is kind of strange too. We were encouraged because I was working in another church, and because Melissa was here in premarital counseling. We were encouraged to find another church together. To search out another church where we could start over and together, and that way not one of us would feel like we were going one way or the other. And it just happened to be that we were so busy. New Hope was just where we always landed. We'd go home and see my family, and then we'd be back here. So New Hope became our church family, and for me it was hers. But I loved it here.